This is our, I don't even know how many years we've been in Lake City. I can't, 5, maybe 6 years, something like that. We've been here. We've been coming up, and we really enjoy the community and the surroundings up here. But we do more than summer football camps in our football education division. We're proud of the fact that we travel the state of Michigan conducting educational school assemblies for elementary schools, a program called Lions Leaders for Life. We were proud of the fact that this past year in the spring, we conducted our second season of Michigan Girls High School flag football. We went from four schools in the pilot season in 23 to 24 schools this past year in 24, and the opportunities are only going to grow from there. And so we're asking for those communities anywhere that don't have high school flag football for girls, you can go to our website, DetroitLions.com/girlsflag, and provide information for an intent to participate form that we have online. And we provide all the uniforms through our partner with Nike. USA Football provides all the equipment to get a season off the ground and provide opportunities for girls. And the thing that's really neat about that is that the state of Michigan, up until November 1st, didn't have any women's flag football teams at the collegiate level. Now we do. Siena Heights University down in Adrian is hosting women's flag football for girls, and it was really neat to see because every team that played girls flag football this year played one game at Ford Field. And the head football coach, women's flag football coach at Siena Heights University, came to Ford Field both those days and was providing girls opportunities, scholarship opportunities on the spot. And so these are ways that by the growth of the game can provide opportunities for girls to not only play, but go on to school and earn scholarship dollars. So we're really excited about that growth. The other thing we're excited about, for what it's worth, is the Lions organization just started. The NFL has a program called the Global Marketing Program. And so we as an organization now have committed to doing programming in Canada, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And so we're going to start building the Lions brand at different locations, different countries around the state. So we're excited about the growth area in those countries. Our coaches, our college and high school football coaches from around the state, they go through modules through USA Football to become certified. Some of those modules they go through, I want to share with you what they go through. Principles of safer contact, player health and safety, transformational coaching. And one of the ones I really like, because I think it ties it really well with parenting, is what they call the 4 C's of quality coaching. I'm going to talk about that and how I think it relates to parenting here very shortly. But those 4 C's are competence, confidence, connection, and character. And so we talk a lot about character in our programs this week. We will. All right. It's important that we have different connection points. And you probably couldn't quite see it the way we were set up today because of the rain, but we've got connection points. We've got greeters out front greeting you in. We want to provide those type of connection points to help your children feel comfortable and confidence. That's one of the biggest jobs, most important jobs of a football coach, or any coach for that matter, is to help instill confidence in a child. If we can help instill confidence in a child, that child's going to help you feel better about themselves and more self-esteem, and on and on and on. Things go up from there. Purpose of our camp. Number 1 purpose. It's fun. Second, by the way, we'll teach some fundamentals throughout the week. But 3, we'll also provide a lot of character education. That's important to us as well. On the far side of the field, it's hard to see from where you're at, but we've got what we call our 5 points of pride that we'll talk about to the kids each and every day. We'll talk about the word determined today. Usually during this time, after you check your kids in, we allow your kids to go out and play what we call free play. It's unstructured, unorganized. It's purposeful that way. We want your kids to go out and meet new kids. We want your kids to go out and play their own games. We want your kids to go out and create new rules and stuff like that, because unfortunately, it's one of the best things we've done in our program in the last 7-8 years now. Provide that free play opportunity, because we don't see that in our neighborhood. At least I don't see it in my neighborhoods anymore. Kids are just going out and playing on the streets, in the parks, whatever. Everything's so organized. Everything's so structured. So it's been neat to see, and you'll hopefully with the weather, the next 3 days, you'll be able to see that free play take place. and the ability to, again, get your kids to interact with different kids they maybe have never interacted with before. The coaches very shortly, if they haven't already, under the pavilion, they're going to get your kids involved in their groups. Their groups are, now it's raining again. Their groups are, they're going to meet what they call their accountability buddy. We've paired them up with individuals that they probably don't know, probably haven't met before. And those buddies, they're going to be with them the entire week. Now, those accountability buddies are purposeful for us in that it allows us to get into drill work a little bit quicker, but it also allows them more times than not to meet somebody new, meet a friend that they can hopefully develop a long-term relationship. We've had some really cool stories develop over the course of a 4-day camp where kids have gotten back together, different communities getting back together, meeting at a Lions game, meeting the next year at camp, whatever. And so we think that's what that's what sports can do. Bring people together, people from different walks of life to establish some really cool relationships. So that's one of the neat things about the Accountability Buddies program that we like to do. Each and every day, we're going to have a parent meeting talking about different topics. Today, we're going to focus on the offensive side of the football with your kids. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver play, and offensive line play. But each and every day of this parent meeting, we talk about two different things. The first thing I talk about is a parent challenge. All right, a parent challenge. And we started talking about this. The last couple of years, I've kind of developed it a little bit further. But this parent challenge today is to make the next time you go to your child's events, make sure next time you go to your child's games, practices, whatever, make it a no-phone zone. Make it a no-phone zone. Here's what we're talking about. We've got a generation of kids who have grown up with their parents' eyes within their phone and their eyes not on them. Okay? Think about it next time. Observe it next time you go to a restaurant, an event. How many people are doing this and not doing that, not watching their kids? Okay? Average screen time among users in the U.S., 7 hours and 3 minutes. Average ages 6 to 12, average entertainment screen time, 5 hours, 33 minutes. 13 to 18-year-olds, average entertainment screen time, 8 hours, 39 minutes. So we have a saying within our department, our football education team, is that more is caught than taught. And what that means to us is that all eyes are on us as a coaching staff. All eyes are on you as parents. Your kids are observing. They might not think you're paying attention. They're paying attention, but they are. My daughter, you can go ask my almost to be 16-year-old daughter right around the corner. All right, how many things I've taught her by my body action, my body language, my actions, the way I say things. Okay? And so all those things are telling a story about how we approach what we're doing. So if I have my phone on me and I come up and you're over here, you might think I'm really busy because I've got my phone in my hand. I'm not giving you that. You might perceive that I'm not giving you the time of the day because this is more important than our conversation. That's not true. It shouldn't be true. So if my daughter came up to me and said, "Dad, I've got a question. I'd like to talk to you," and I'm on my phone, I darn well better put this phone down. All right? I darn well better put this phone down. Why? Because she, in that moment, has opened up the moment of vulnerability that it's very tough for a 15-year-old girl sometimes to do. 15-year-old boy. Sometimes it's tough for us adults to open up and be vulnerable. And so nothing is more important of the ask of my daughter at that time, no matter what crazy question or what topic she wants to talk about. Okay? By my actions, by me putting that phone down, I've told her what's most important. All right? If I said simply this, "You know what, hold on, honey, I'm doing something, I'm finishing something," you know what? That statement by me might retract her vulnerability, and she might not feel comfortable ever asking me a question again. She might not feel comfortable asking another person a question, advice, whatever she was going to ask me. Okay? I've lost that moment to connect with my daughter. And that brings me back to what I talked about earlier. the 4 C's of quality coaching, which I think parenting is coaching. Okay? The 4 C's of quality coaching are competence. Well, guess what? If I focus on this more than her conversation, I come across as incompetent. All right? Confidence. She's lost confidence in asking me a question or advice or whatever she wanted to talk about because I focused on the phone. All right? Connection. That connection point, that opportunity has been lost because I focused on this and not her. And ultimately, character. It says a lot about my character if I focus on this more than I do that conversation with her. And so what she has done, she has caught what I have taught her by my body language, my actions. Okay? So even if that conversation takes place and I've put my phone down and I simply do this while I'm talking to her, I've lost that connection point again. I've lost that opportunity. For that split second, she thinks this is more important than what she has to say to me. Okay? So all I'm asking you to do is this. I probably should have started my disclaimer earlier. I'm not telling you how to parent. That's your job. Okay? But I'm just telling you providing some things to think about. That's why this is called the Parent Challenge. All right? When you put your phone down, you bestow value on someone else. As crazy as I think that sounds, when you put your phone down, you bestow value on somebody else. But in today's day and age, these things are such more and more vital parts of our daily lives. It's a piece of plastic. It's glass. That is never more important than our conversation that we're having. Never. So when you put the phone down, what you're telling them is that inevitably, there's 8 billion people in this world that could get me on this phone, whether it's text or tweet or whatever they're called nowadays, messaging, whatever, okay? But when you put that phone down, all right, you bestow, again, that value on someone. That tells them that your conversation, our conversation is more important than any of those 8 billion people that can reach me at any point in time, okay? Think about that next time. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, because I never will be. But I've tried it. I tell you what, it's made my sporting experience as a parent so much more enjoyable. Because now I could go watch my girl play and not focus on work emails and texts and notifications and what's going on in this crazy world that we live in. I could focus on her. All right? And that's what's more important. Okay? So give it a try. I think it will be worth your effort. And I think your children will really appreciate it as well. All right? That's my parent challenge. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with. And my daughter and I we tweaked it in this little letter in our own way. We call it the Parent Points to Ponder. We kind of put together a letter from a youth or sports child I want to share with you. Because some of these situations that I'm going to bring up happened in our lives through youth sports. This is a letter from a youth sports child to the youth sports parent. Dear Mom and Dad, my youth sports parents, this is what youth sports is all about. Early mornings and late nights, music blaring, my music, with laughter and singing, not so good singing, hearing the latest gossip from our team, long weekends, injuries, both serious and not so serious, perseverance. Mom and Dad, did you see how I never gave up? Teamwork makes a dream work. My personal growth with improved effort both on and off the field. Empty water bottles. Sorry, Mom, I'll pick them up. Empty snack bags left in my athletic bag. All right, sorry, Mom, I forgot to throw them away. I'll do it again. I'll do it later. Gas station stops. Can I get an energy drink? Fast food stops. Dad, really, it is healthy, I promise. Okay? A filthy car with wrappers. Oh, yeah, more wrappers. Sorry, Mom. It won't happen again. Athletic tape and smelly sports gear. Ooh, that smell. The quiet rides home because I am sleeping. Mom and Dad, can you turn down your music, please? Wins and losses. Great to win. Stinks to lose, but not the end-all, be-all. The friendships I built. I love playing ball with Sarah and Peyton, Jordan and Evan. Most importantly, the memories that were created. I'm going to think back 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. I'm going to think about these car rides. I'm going to think about the relationships. I'm going to think about the memories that have been created. Okay? Mom and Dad, that's what youth sports is all about. Soak it all in. All of it. You may think my sporting career, my playing career will last a long time, and I would certainly like it to, but it doesn't. Cherish this time in my sporting career. Enjoy watching me play. One day I'm going to miss sports, playing sports, and I know you're going to miss watching me too. Mom and Dad, I need a lot of love and support. Just be my mom and dad. Thank you for being my biggest fan. With love, a very wise beyond their years youth sports athlete. So, I'm not going to apologize for getting emotional, but I think of my 15-year-old daughter, and I think to myself, you know what? September 14th, 2009, she took her first steps. Now she's going to be a junior in high school. I've got 2 more years of watching her play. And it goes by like that. So enjoy this. Cherish this. Love this. Enjoy watching your kids play. These are not more important than watching your kids play and perform and doing what they like to do. And so those are our parent meetings. We'll have different topics each and every morning. And it looks like we're going to be okay with weather. All right? See? It's going to all work out. That's why you got to change on the fly in the game of football. That's the way it works. Usually what I do is provide conversation cards for each and every one of you as well. They're conversations that, oh, you do have them. Thank you, Seth. Appreciate it. These little conversation cards we created, started passing them out a couple years or so ago. They're just simply conversation cards that you can ask questions of your kids on the car ride home, at dinner some night, whatever. But they're also questions that they can ask of you. Trying to create relationships, trying to create conversation, stimulate conversation about different topics. Some sports related, some not sports related. And we'll talk a little bit later on in the week of why kids walk away from sport. And one of the reasons why kids walk away from sport is the car ride home. We're talking about the car ride home with parents. And we want to try to stimulate some conversation in small ways that is not sports related, or it's just trying to get to know one another. That's all we're trying to do. And so I've got these conversation cards that I'll pass out to each and every one of you. And if you're interested, you can give the rest of the table when you're done. Okay. We'll probably have our parent meeting under the pavilion tomorrow based on weather, and the kids will be out free playing. So I appreciate your adjustment in this area. If we do need to go back inside for any time for thunder, lightning, whatever, we will go inside the school in the auditorium area there, the gymnasium area there. We've got opportunities to go in here to watch some game film as well, which we typically do later on in the week. But when it's all said and done, we'll either be there, hopefully here, or there. So that's where we're going to be. Okay? Any questions, any comments before we get started with your kids? Can't thank you enough for being here. We appreciate, again, the adjustments and the movements. And come on in, parents. We got to break it down. We're part of a family now. Let's go. Let's go. I'll start passing these out. You can grab some and pass them around if you're interested. We break it down. Our organizational slogan is One Pride. That's what we say in all of our breakdowns on the field. One Pride on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.